Let's talk about the free agency moves of a team that has one of the coolest fan experiences that I got to enjoy: snow in a domed stadium. Yes, I'm talking about the Minnesota Vikings. Let's talk about who the Vikings lost in free agency, which includes center Garrett Bradbury on a 2-year, $9.5 million deal to the New England Patriots, linebacker Pat Jones, who signed a 2-year, $15 million contract to go to the Carolina Panthers, and offensive tackle Cam Robinson signed a 1-year, $12 million deal to go to the Houston Texans. Continuing on, they lost quarterback Daniel Jones on a 1-year, $14 million contract to the Indianapolis Colts, and he is currently competing for the starting job in Indy. They also lost free safety Cameron Bynum on a 4-year, $60 million contract also to the Indianapolis Colts. Last season, just one member of the Indianapolis secondary made more than $5 million against the salary cap. So that means there's no surprise that they were bottom of the barrel in terms of pass defense. So they decided to spend some money on Bynum to get a solid secondary piece. And then the biggest loss for the Vikings this offseason is quarterback Sam Darnold. He signed a 3-year, $100 million contract to go to the Seattle Seahawks. He threw 35 touchdowns and had a career resurrection in 2024. One of the biggest debates I've had this offseason is if Darnold is an upgrade over Geno. Personally, I say no, because Darnold struggled against pressure last year and Geno was one of the best. We'll see how that pans out, but the J.J. McCarthy era in Minnesota is set to begin. Now let's jump into who the Vikings gained in free agency, which includes center Ryan Kelly on a 2-year, $18 million deal coming over from the Indianapolis Colts. They also got cornerback Isaiah Rodgers on a 2-year, $11 million contract from the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they got a trio of big boys, 2 on the defense, 1 on the offense. Let's talk about the defense first. They got defensive tackle Javon Hargrave on a 2-year, $30 million contract from the San Francisco 49ers. The Vikings only had 47 pressures from players in the interior defensive line last season, which ranked 28th in the NFL. And they only received 7.5 sacks from that interior defensive line position, which ranked 31st in the league. So it's no surprise they went out and got Hargrave. And another defensive tackle in Jonathan Allen. He signed a 3-year, $51 million deal from the Washington Commanders. Allen is definitely going to draw more attention away from the edge rushers of the Vikings. The Vikings really haven't had super consistent interior defensive linemen play since Dalvin Tomlinson left in 2022. So they went out and got 2 solid veterans. And then the big boy on the offensive side is guard Will Fries. He signed a 5-year, $87 million contract to come over from, guess who? The Indianapolis Colts. He was one of the best available guards in free agency, and interior offensive line was a big focal point this offseason for the Vikings. Like and subscribe for part 2.